What's going on YouTube? It's Boost Tech here, and today I'm going to be doing a class setup video for Call of Duty 4. So I've used pretty much this same class setup from since I've had the game, which is about a couple of years ago now. So this particular setup has been exactly the same, it has not changed, and pretty much because I like the setup. It's really good and I cannot fault it in any area whatsoever. So my first class setup is called Sick, and simply because it is sick, it's the G36C, which is a great overall primary machine gun. I'll use this on general maps, for example, I'll use it on block especially. I'll use it on vacant, pretty much, mass game maps kind of thing. Okay, it's good like for all round maps on Call of Duty 4. For the secondary, I'll use the M1911, which is a great sidearm. It's got low recoil, so it's not too much of a problem. It's got good accuracy and overall good range. So this is my first class setup. And then in terms of perks, for the first one I don't really have any perks to use, but for second I'll use double tap. As you see, it's going to increase the rate of fire, which is perfect for especially a prime machine gun like this one. And obviously I always put Martyrdom on every single class I have. It's just simply the best, and every single time you die you'll drop a live grenade, which is sure to get you loads of kills at the end. So that's my first setup. My second setup is called Going Light, and as you can see I have the RPD as my light machine gun. I use grip on this gun to make sure I have full stability over this gun while trying to shoot it and trying to keep it accurate. I don't use any sights on this gun, I just use the general iron sights which are provided. And then I use the same secondary, which is the M1911. This time I have it silenced, simply because if I'm going on a map that's again quite open, I will tend to use a silencer on my secondary to make sure I'm not spotted. So that's pretty much the second setup. And then for my perks, I will use double tap again, and again I will use Martyrdom, as I said, on every single class because it's simply fantastic. And then for my grenades, I'll just use a frag and a flash, simply because I like using flash and frag. So that's that setup. So my next one is called Sniper for obvious reasons. I have the M4OA3, which is probably one of the best default snipers and has the best accuracy. I would definitely say the range is pretty good, and it's got less recoil than things like the Barrett 50 cal. So it's got good accuracy, and you also can quick scope with this gun quite easily, which is surprising on COD 4 because you get to the newer cards you expect quick scoping to be there, but they had it on COD 4, which is pretty good. So I simply use that. And then for my secondary, I'll use a Desert Eagle or a Deagle as my secondary, simply because it's so powerful. The recoil is a bit heavy going, but you get used to it after a while. So that's what I use for my secondary. And then for my perks, I will use the C4, then I'll use double tap again, and Martyrdom again. And for my grenades, I'll use frag and stun again. So that's pretty much my third setup. So for my fourth setup, probably one of my favourite setups, this one's called Killer. I'll use the M16A4, which is a 3-round burst gun. It's 3 shots, and the 3 powerful shots of that. So it means the accuracy is going to be good because it's not simply spraying everywhere. And it's halfway between a semi-automatic and a fully automatic, but it's obviously 3-round burst. So the accuracy is fantastic and the damage is fantastic. On top of that, I use a red dot sight for extra accuracy. Then for my secondary, I'll use a Desert Eagle. But for this time, I will use for my first perk, I'll use an RPG. And then I use double tap again, and then Martyrdom again. And this time I use frag and smoke for this one, just to change it up slightly. But that's pretty much my fourth class. So if I go down to my last one, I do use another sniper. I obviously use the Barrett 50 cal. I just love the noise on this gun, it's fantastic. And this Barrett 50 cal has followed through all the Call of Duty Modern Warfares from the end of time. So it must be a good gun, and in fact it is. The recoil is a bit heavy going, but you get used to it. But the power behind this gun is pretty good, and the rate of fire is also pretty good also. Again, for my secondary, I'll use a Desert Eagle, and then for my perks, I'll use the Claymore, which is good if anyone's sneaking up behind you. I'll use double tap, and this time I'll use iron lungs instead of Martyrdom to make sure I can actually have the amount of keep the aim sight down longer. That's the best way to put it, to keep my sight on longer without swaying from side to side. And on top of that, at the very end, I'll use frag and flash to finish off with. So basically, guys, that is pretty much my class setup for Call of Duty 4. Some of them I've kind of forgotten since I haven't played this game so long, in quite some time now. But anyway, guys, that's my class. So this has been Boost Tech here. Thank you for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and have a pleasant day. Bye for now.